Welcome back to Journalist Hangout on Sunday. Thank you very much for staying with us. Adewale Adeoye and Asukwo James are my guests today on the program. Asukwo, let me continue with you. We've been talking about Governor Ododo reaffirming commitment to welfare of orphans in his state. But 18 million orphans across the country. Where do we begin from?
18 million. 18
million.
That is across the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
It shows that life expectancy is getting low, so the government needs to, find a way around it, find a way of increasing our life expectancy, because the only way people can, I remember when one loved one dies, maybe the father dies first, the next is just, you find that the one that they left behind, that is maybe their mother, begins to have health challenges, missing the husband, and at the end of the day, it takes time. Then sometimes I remember my parents, it was just 1 year. Some people are lucky that they have their parents that stay the longer time before the second one goes. So, but for us to have that huge number of orphans, it shows that we have a lot of work to do in terms of keeping our loved ones, the elderly, So, but there's nothing one can do. If your time has come, your time has come,
So perhaps we need more interventions by state governments.
Well, like if interventions in the part of, like what Governor Ododo is doing, we just have to find a way of making sure that those who are even alive, it will stay alive and live longer.
Right.
That is just it.
All right, then, gentlemen, let's talk military matters. Recent military bombardments targeting terrorists are beginning to yield results. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has confirmed that notorious bandit Bello Turji is begging to surrender. However, General Musa made it clear that he will not be spared. While highlighting the challenges faced by the military, General Musa emphasized that those responsible for violence and the deaths of innocent citizens must be held accountable. Adeoye, let me start with you. It looks like the military pressure, if it's sustained, are you confident that Bello Turji would be a thing of the past?
Well, I think, let me first of all commend the service chiefs for the great work. I think the president made the right choice.
Yes.
And also the National Security Advisor. There has been tremendous improvement in terms of ability of Nigerian army, Nigerian security force to deal with insurgency across the country. What we have recorded, people may not know, but if you take time to study and read data, available data, you will comment the efforts in the past 1 year. In fact, this past 1 year, or close to 2 years, we have achieved what we have not achieved in the past 5 years. If you, before 2023, this particular fellow was boasting on a viral video, saying that, look, that, laughing at mocking Nigerian
mocking everybody. Yeah, exactly.
And, with a lot of gadgets and also say, look, we are going to, he was even laughing and saying that, look, I'm going to deal with you. And if you have to, come to my camp. But it's a different story today. That in the past few months, he has lost no fewer than 24 commanders. People like Jabi Dogo, Dan Kana, Bashiru Yellow, Kabiru Gebe, Bello Buba, Dan Ina Kohan, and many others. They have been killed. Very close aides, including his junior brother, who is also part of the Dosu. Dosu. So I think the heat is getting close to him, and you also discover that he was compelled to release a lot of people, under his a lot of abducted people, hundreds of people he was compelled to release them. And I think why the military was able to achieve this is that I believe his line of communication has been disrupted. Because in the past, when Bello Turji is in a particular place and the army is going there to arrest him, the first thing is that, you know, in 4 hours earlier, he has disappeared. You will not be able to get in touch with him. But and you also look at the atrocities he has been committing. Yes. In 2022, you know, no fewer than 200 people were killed in Zamfara by this person. Also in 2021, in Sokoto, he killed about 50 people, just like that. So I think that for him to be begging now, you know, not only him, I've seen viral video of some of these elements saying, look, we are ready to negotiate for the first time. So I think we really commend the efforts of the service chiefs, the National Security Advisor. You know, I am aware they work together, and I believe they have acquired a lot of sophisticated equipment in recent months that you can monitor a lot of things, you know, wherever you need to. However, in terms of dealing with insurgency in Nigeria, it's not just enough to bring out, to kill, you know, people like Bello Turji. It's just 31 years old. We must also ask ourselves, you know, what are those things that propel our people to be bloodthirsty? In his own case, you know, he lost 6 siblings from the same father. They were killed by Zakari, who are a group of vigilante people. When he started, the problem was that his cattle was, you know, a nomadic person. Then his cattle were roasted, taken away. He was looking for justice, he couldn't get justice. His father also actually had to sue because those cattle were sold to a prominent MI. He went to court, he didn't get justice. That was one thing that propelled Bello Turji into extremism, into blood-sucking rage, fury, that made him to become almost completely a madman in terms of killing people recklessly and viciously. So I will appeal to our government. Someone is just 31 years old, and there are many young people like that are frustrated, that are tired, that are of the justice system. That because I cannot get justice, then I take law. It's not a justification. Because you cannot get justice, then you take law into your hand. But we must also address the psychological aspect, you know, that giving the right education to our people, right from their youth.
I hear you, but I think that's like a conversation for another day. Because you can't say because you want to get justice, you've killed
I'm just trying to do,
people.
as a journalist, we balance issues of security from psychological angle, sociological angle, from military angle, that we must not produce another Bello Turji in the future. So the government must understand the root cause that, you know, is behind some of these problems. I think the atrocity has committed now. Most probably, there's no way can avoid death sentence. Even if they cannot kill him on the battlefield, if they are able to arrest him, there's no, because somebody has killed 200 people, 50 people, and all that. But
I don't even think the military is after him getting arrested.
No, they might be able to arrest him to get information from him, you know, to be able to.
Well, what is it? So, I mean, how important is the military? General Musa says he's begging and wants to surrender. How important is it that we do not fall victim to this begging? How crucial is it that the army...
Let me tell you, Bello Turji has this begging. He has surrendered. He has said he will surrender like 3 times. So for the general to tell you that no more begging, it means that they have given him
enough time, and they said the governors have also given him enough time to come forward.
You understand?
Opportunity.
So they've given him enough opportunity for him to surrender and truly surrender, but he has refused. I'm sorry that I have to. I know that you're appealing, but that appeal is after he has gone.
Yes.
Then from there we can now start talking about, you know, rehabilitating others. Because he has killed others. Do you know the number of families that he has rendered? We are talking about orphans. That he has rendered, the children that he has rendered orphans. Families.
In December 2021, he burnt one vehicle with 31 people.
With 31 people inside.
Including children.
So if somebody is mindless,
heartless.
Heartless,
you
know, you now want to keep that person. Such a person is not a human being anymore. He's an animal. So we have to treat him that way.
Yes.
The military is not, I know that they are really, really after him. Because then, when he was busy making mouth, I knew that he would not be able to withstand the might of the Nigerian army. His time was, they were taking their time looking for when they will strike. And now they have started. Look at all these commanders, they have all gone. the channel in which he gets communication has been breached. So there's no point. So it's like he's empty. He's naked now. He's running now. I heard it's somewhere around whether Kagara or somewhere, you know, in between Niger and Zamfara. The thing is, I know that his time, he knows that his time is up. Whether he wants to surrender, that is his own. But I know that the military will not allow, because it's been taking time. It's been dealing with our people, killing our women and men, creating territories for himself. The one was even for him to have even mocked our military.
Yes.
And I'm telling all those who are calling themselves terrorists, anywhere you are, once the military wants to start their work, nobody should be begging for them. Because these are people that when they go on their own hunting, in quotes, if you see them, it's just like armed robbers. No, you don't even want to pray that an armed robber comes to your house.
Yes.
Because at that point, it is life and death. And that is how these people are. They will, even when you beg them, they will not even want to listen. It is unless God says your time is not up. So when people like this are saying, "Oh, please, we want to obey, we want to surrender," people should not be go there and clear them.
Yes.
The military, if you know what the military and the security forces are doing in the southeast now, in the southeast, if you know what the story for the southeast is going to come very soon. I know some people are hearing stuff, but the story of the southeast, when it comes, then people will understand that even the people that are claiming that they are clamoring for them are the ones even hurting them the more. That of the southeast. The story has not come. You will see the story. We are watching. Now that this one has happened, I pray that the military should get him. In fact, I pray that the military should not even allow him to even stay. So that people who go to Katsina, I think I said this last week, since this onslaught started against him and his men, people have been traveling to Katsina from Kaduna freely, apart from the checkpoints that the military has even put to curtail their insecurity. But people have been traveling. It shows that the military has been doing serious effort to make sure that peace returns to those states. So kudos should go to them.
Yes.
Kudos to go to them. To the NSA, to the DSS, to the police. They are all doing their work. I think whatever medicine or whatever the Mr. President told them is sinking into their heads.
It's working.
It's really working.
The meetings are yielding results.
Yes, because it's not just about every day. They say, okay, the president wants to meet the service chiefs and the IGP and NSC.
We really got tired of that at some point.
No, at some point it was just, is it every day?
Nice.
The service chiefs all moved to Sokoto.
You know, so it was more like, okay, it's every day. But now, the president will be proud to hear that things like this are happening. That everywhere that people were complaining about, peace is returning. The Nigerians who are there are happy. Because that is the joy of Mr. President. Because there is no development that can happen where the place is insecure.
Right. What happened where we are at the moment? But many are very bothered, or many Nigerians are scared about the activities of fifth columnists and collaborators in all of this. How do we address that? Adewi, let me allow you.
Government is, you see, you first of all need to have selfless people in government. The service chiefs, selfless. But if they are driven by money, the junior, the rank and file, will also follow that same step.
Exactly.
Look at the National Security Advisor from his record as FCC chairman, the pioneer FCC chairman. He has kept a clean record. Even we in the human rights community, we knew him, even during the military days, that he was not part of that tyranny, that culture. We knew, even though he was maybe a star commissioner of police and all that. And there are many of them like that, who are in government to serve the people, not for money, not for profit. They are genuinely committed to the spirit of nationhood. So I think that is what we are seeing. And once the rank and file notice that, my commanders are not, they are no nonsense, they will kill him. But if you have a corrupt person that always take money from bandits. They bring Ghana must go all the time to come and settle him. Politicians bring money. Then you are not going to have an effective and efficient system. So I think what is happening is that the government is purging, you know, saboteurs, you know, bootlickers, you know, to a large extent. I'm not saying they have succeeded, but at least we can see the result in terms of national security, in terms of even global trust in our, you know, political system. So I think that all is going on, and that's why you see that Turji can be complaining. Before, you know, they killed his second in command, Kanawa. His second in command. That was not possible before. In fact, this country were at a stake that people are even going to give them red carpet reception, going to the bush to hold meetings with them, and saying that, oh, look, with their guns and all that. And, you know, the whole world was looking at what is going on. But that paradigm has shifted. There's no negotiation with people who want to destroy the country.
Exactly.
Yes.
That, look, we are very serious about this issue, and I think these terrorists have noticed that, look, these people are different from where they were coming, the people they were dealing with before. You know, so that's why this issue of negotiating, say we want to surrender, is coming in. I believe that the military should continue to put more heat on them, to wreck them, because to wreck that people cannot just make the country ungovernable. At the same time also, we must make the system to work, an efficient legal system, let people have trust in the government, have trust in the legal system, not that when my properties are stolen, I want to go and call militants. I want to go and call armed men to settle scores.
Exactly.
So we need an efficient
that is
institution.
how it festers.
Yeah, we need an efficient institution that people can trust. Honest people who can give us an efficient system, a judicial system that people can have confidence in it, and will not like to resort into self-help, to seek revenge or to seek justice.
Right.
You know, this fifth columnist too. I remember when they made Nuru Ribadu as NSA. Some people say he doesn't have experience.
Yeah, he's a policeman.
He's a policeman. He doesn't. But look at the results.
Yeah.
It's not a military officer, because all the NSAs will be having all military officers, ex-military, military, this, that. But we didn't get this kind of result. But look at him. He has been strategic with the way he has been managing things, you know, around in the country. So we need to give him his credit, his flowers.
So when Bello Turji is taken out of the equation, which I know will happen very soon, let's also talk about illicit arms trading in the country. And this is also because we've talked about NSA, Nuru Ribadu. Where are we, and how do we continue to make sure that we nip this in the bud?
It's not going to be easy as long and as far as we keep having those who do not love this country. It happens everywhere anyway, you know. But I know that the NSA would also be looking at how and where. There's an agency for the small arms, you know. For
there's
illicit,
a National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons.
Yes, and light weapons. So I know is domiciled in the NSA. So I know they will be looking at where these arms are coming in. And so once it gets, because every firearm has a number, so they will know where it's coming from. And that is where the NSA will begin to work or works on, you know. For instance, if it comes from Libya, it knows, okay, fine. How can those arms move into Nigeria? Is it through the border? Is it through the IC? There was a time, even I think it was during the last administration, that some arms were found in the ports. We didn't even hear anything about it. It was the customs that actually seized those arms. We didn't hear anything. We have not heard that anybody has been prosecuted till today. You know, so those are some of the things we are talking about. Yes. So once you make arrest or you get suspects, Nigerians want to know that what is the end of that, because justice, we're talking about justice. Yes. Because somebody is bringing those arms. Why did the person bring it? Who are the people? Where is those arms going to? What does the person want to use it for?
Yes.
So those are the questions that we should be asking, and then the NSA should also be looking at all those things. And once we know that, whether it's a prominent person or is a local person or whoever, they should be able to name that person and shame the person. Yes. Because by the time we just keep quiet, tomorrow we'll be spending, do you know how much is being spent for us to fight these so-called terrorists within Nigeria? It's a lot of money. Nigeria, before, we are not talking about getting to Kano. But now we are talking about getting 12 to Kano to go and fight Boko Haram here. Monies that we are supposed to use to build schools, hospitals,
infrastructure,
and build our roads and all. We are using it to go and buy to Kano to fight internal, terrorists. So the NSA has to find a way of trying to ensure that those arms do not find its way into Nigeria. But the only way they can do that is also by we Nigerians. When once we see anything, any strange movement, maybe the NSA should even open up, a communication site or something, so that when people see any strange movement, they should be able to, pass that information to the NSA without anybody knowing. You don't even need to go and tell, because just like we are talking about fifth columnists, fifth columnists are everywhere.
Yes.
They are in the military, they are in the police, they are everywhere.
Because I wanted to say, for those who are coming to say, how protected are they?
Exactly. So for Nigerians to be fully protected, the NSA can open a channel where people can pass information. Oh, we saw a strange movement coming in from point A to point B. I have not seen that person. Right. The person is in my community. He brought in one bag, or he brought in a car, or he brought in, you understand? You will send it to the NSA, that particular channel. You are not talking to anybody, you are just sending it there. So the NSA can deal with that immediately. All right,
Adegi, your final take on this.
Well, the latest we had was 17th January this year. That arms manufacturing factory discovered in Kwande local government in Benue State, by the police. And November, a similar thing where 17 rifles were, discovered. So there is regular reports that we are reading about, which shows the indication of that the NSA, the service chiefs, the police IG, that they are doing a very good work. They need to continue to do it, because it's not just those arms don't just come from abroad. Some are also being manufactured here.
And the CDS was also saying that he even wants to see those who are manufactured, bring them into
their
own system.
So it's a very good effort. It's a very, very good effort.
All right,